Any student will come with a lot of possibilities. And some students will really be enthusiastic about a lot of different things. And there is an essential winnowing down of these possibilities to kind of triangulate on the thing or the group of things that you see yourself doing. And know that first of all, if you have a lot of things you're interested in, know that that's a gift in and of itself. There are some people who don't have anything that they're interested in. There are some people who don't think they're good at anything. And so if you're having a hard time choosing between 2 or 3 or more different things, realize that's a high-class problem. That's the kind of problem that people want to have.
Sometimes students are like my daughter. My daughter is torn between about 20 majors, and that's only because she's unfamiliar with the rest of them. For her, what she needs to do is to begin to narrow that down. And it's the same process, really, as someone who has no idea what the major in should go through. Start with the long list, and then begin to whittle that list down, and focus with inspiration on 2 or 3 things that seem most plausible, and then really start to research those options. Ask people questions, find out what they like about it, what they don't like about it. Talk to people who know you well and find out what they think would be a good fit for you.
Also know that you've really only got one life to live. And one of the tests of this life is to get you to make important choices. It may not be easy to make the choice, but in the end, you need to make that choice. And I would urge you to make it sooner rather than later because of this testing of the hypothesis. Make a hypothesis. Say, this is the one. You may not have any other good reason for doing it other than it was the one that you can make the best living at, or the one that you're just a little more passionate about, or the one that people tell you you're just really good at, that sort of thing. Find that one and start taking some classes in it. And you'll know if it's right or not.
The world pays for the things that are the most difficult. And so when you look at your options, we would encourage you, if you have 5 different majors that you want to do, choose the one that's going to be the most rigorous for you personally.
In order to test this hypothesis, you probably want to start with the simple things first. Things like look on the internet and see what kind of job opportunities there are for this particular career. Find out how much a person like this gets paid. Are there companies that hire a person like this, or are there businesses a person like this can run? Do that kind of research. Maybe talk to somebody who works in that area. If you're in high school, you might want to visit with your high school counselor. Get some good advice about that.
So if I could just give one piece of advice to our new students, I would have them know what they already know, that Heavenly Father loves them, and He wants all of our students to have a wonderful life, and He has many experiences and blessings in store for them. But the blessings for tomorrow depend on the choices that we make today. And so I encourage all of our new students to get engaged with this decision-making process. Make choices now about who you want to be 4 years from now, and the Lord will bless you. He'll direct your path.
Well, I think at age 18 and 19 and 20, we're all very self-doubting. We don't know. In fact, it's kind of unhealthy to not be a little bit self-doubting. You should approach your career choices with a certain amount of questioning. You should wonder if you're good enough to do those things. But you know, the only way to find that out for sure is to jump in and try it.
Some of the saddest stories that we hear are from students who chose a major before they came here. Sometimes something they thought for a long time they wanted to do but hadn't really carefully thought through. Sometimes because someone else wanted them to do it. Sometimes their reasons for choosing that major weren't the best. It's a major they thought would earn them lots of money or gain them honor in the world. If students stop and scrutinize their motives and ask, why am I choosing this particular major, and seek to align their hearts with God, I think that they'll find that they settle on a major that may not please everybody in the world, but will please God and will please them. those end up being the happiest graduates.
You've got to remember the Lord's counsel to Oliver Cowdery, who said, you've got to study it out in your mind, and then you've got to try it out, see what happens, and then if it's right, the Lord will tell you. He'll give you a burning in your bosom to know that it's right, or he'll give you a stupor of thought and you'll know that it's not right. If it doesn't feel right, you'll feel it, providing you go to him and in prayer and ask him. And it's probably going to be more than one prayer. It's probably not going to be just one big night-long Enos-like experience. It's probably going to be praying about every class and praying about every test and praying about every decision you have to make. And all of those decisions will start to fall into a pattern and you'll be able to know. So just get started. Pick one and get going. And you may all your life regret you didn't do the other one, but if you did the other one, you'd probably regret that you didn't do the one you pick.
We get stronger by climbing mountains, not walking across grassy fields. And so I really encourage the students to use this time to do that thing that is the most difficult, because it will be the most rewarding.